Alright. I'm going to try to do this, summarize this hunt a little bit, or else a lot of this video would just be me in a tree talking like 4 or 5 different times. So I'm going to try to summarize it a little bit about what happened. So the buck in this video that I killed, I got pictures of him, started getting pictures of him before season opened, and he was the best buck we've had on camera since season started. Knew after getting the first few pictures of him that he was going to be my main target buck. So I went in, and I've hunted these fields that I'm hunting the last few years, and not really had a good solid buck down there. I usually just kill does and use it to kill my does and meat hunt down there and fill our doe tags. So this year when I got the picture of this buck, I knew I just wanted to sort of be picky and wait on him. So I hung my saddle in a stand that I've hunted before. I've got a lock on there normally, and so I hung there where I got pictures of him. And when I started the season, they had planted corn in the field this year, and I hadn't ever hunted this stand in particular when they had planted corn, but they left a strip at the bottom end of the field unplanted. It was kind of thick, but the deer like to travel through there, and that's where I was getting pictures of the buck at. But anyway, I hunted down there the first couple weeks of bow season and never seen him, never laid eyes on him. My trail camera down there stopped working for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I wasn't getting to see if he was still coming in regular or not. And then a couple weeks into the season, they cut the corn, and sort of made it a lot better in a way. I could tell more what was going on in the field and what deer were in the field. I tried to sit every evening throughout the week after work. I'm off on Mondays, so I'd hunt all day on Monday. And during the bow season, I get off early enough I can get in the stand in the evenings and hunt. And except for a couple days a week, Wednesday and Sunday. And I hunted, and I finally, right before muzzleload season opened, laid eyes on him for the first time. And he was out in the field feeding at probably 150 yards when I seen him. There's a group of does that come out, but he was with one doe in particular he was hanging with, and I knew that from the pictures I was getting of him too. And he came in to maybe 90 yards at the closest point and turned and went back in the woods, and that was the first time I got to lay my eyes on him. Then it hit muzzleload season, and I figured if he would do that one more time, I'd have a shot on him. And I'm comfortable shooting my muzzleloader 100 yards, maybe 150. I would probably try a 150 yard shot, but any further than that, I'm not going to try it. I don't have any confidence in my muzzleloader that far. And our muzzleload season in North Carolina lasts 2 weeks in western North Carolina. And toward the end of muzzleload season, I laid eyes on him again, and he stayed at about 220, 230 yards the whole time. And on the edge of the woods in this corner, and that's where he had come out when I sent him during bow season too. And then also my dad went down. I have a blind in the field behind the one that I was in. There's a skinny row of trees that separates these two fields. It's maybe 20 yards wide, and on the other field at the very far end, I have a blind that we normally kill does out of and hunt out of a lot. And I had been getting pictures of him at night coming through there, but never a daylight picture. But he was coming in right after dark and leaving right before daylight in the morning. So hunting down there in the mornings was really hard because they were always already in the field. No matter how they bedded in the field, they wouldn't leave the field on that long, and so it was really hard to get in there without just jumping deer everywhere. So I tried to limit it to just hunting in the evenings mainly. I did hunt it some in the mornings. I found a way to sort of sneak in later on that I didn't spook too much, but the evenings were definitely a better situation. But anyway, Dad had went down there. I told him one evening he was going. I told him to go down there and sit in that blind, and he went down there, and he seen him in the same corner that I was seeing him in, but on the other side of that row of trees. So 20 yards difference, but he's on the other field. And so I knew from everything that had been going on that he really liked that corner. And I got out there one day and I actually walked around and checked out what was going on. And there was a main trail coming down beside a creek and crossed the creek, and it's just a main highway, and he liked to come out right there when he came out. He didn't come out a lot compared to how many times I hunted. I only seen him, I think, 3 times. So he didn't like to come out a lot in the field before dark, but when he did, he was in that corner. And I've hunted that field, I've hunted this place a few years, and there's not a good tree to put a stand in that row of trees. They're either huge and gnarly trees that you would have to, go in there and screw some steps in maybe and hang a lock on. I probably could have done that, but there's a lot of trimming going to be involved. I just never did it. But after seeing what he done the 3 times that I'd seen him, I decided that I needed to put something there. Me and a buddy went in one day, middle of the day. I took my saddle down from where it was, and we found a little tree that was pretty leaned. It leaned pretty bad one way, but as I got up in it, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I got my saddle hung in there, and I cut out a couple shooting lanes. Well, mainly one big shooting lane on one side, but if I cut a shooting lane like that on the other side behind me, it would have left me no cover at all. It was already kind of out in the open. So I could watch both fields, but I couldn't necessarily with a bow shoot both fields. I could shoot a couple little spots behind me, but not anything substantial. And but it was better than what I had been in. I was in his area that he liked to come out. So I hunted there. He did come out on me one more time during the second bow season after muzzleload was over. He did walk out one more time, 15 yards underneath me, and it was too dark to shoot. I could see it was him. I could put my binoculars on him, as dark as it was, and I could see it was him. But I could not shoot him. It's too dark. And after that, I hunted another week for the second bow season. Didn't see him. Passed on some nice bucks, some decent bucks, not really big bucks, but some decent bucks. Anyway, finally rifle season rolled around. And the way that stand was set up, no matter what field he came out with my rifle, I could shoot him if he crossed the field at some point. And opening morning, I went in there and I seen a good buck. I don't know if it was him or not, but I seen a good buck chasing. Couldn't get him to stop. Went back in that evening early. I just came out for a little while, went back in early, and had a pretty decent 8-point come out behind me in one field, and was watching him and was filming him a little bit. And the one we've been after stepped out. I ranged him 175 yards, stopped him and shot him. It worked out just perfect for that, but I'll show that now. Here it is. Meh. Oh goodness. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, that was the one we've been after all season. Oh, I've been coming down here every week, hunting all season long since opening day for that buck. There's still a deer out there feeding. Didn't even act like nothing happened. The yearling. Was watching a decent buck over here. Been hunting that buck all season. It's opening day. seen him from the stand. I don't know how many times, 3 or 4 times. He's been too far, too far. Had him underneath me one evening at dark, too dark to shoot. Seen a good buck. I think I seen him this morning chasing. I don't know if it's him or not, but it was a good buck this morning. Rifle season came. I knew if he'd step out one more time, we'd get a shot at him. That's what happened. So we're gonna check the footage, make some calls, see how good we hit him. Hopefully we nailed him. Looked like we nailed him. Go see if we can find him. 10-4, baby. Got a little blood on the side of this tree. I got blood. Will you grab it real quick? Hey, Dad. Dad. Leave the gun.
You find it?
Yeah.
Hot dog. He must hit him pretty good.
175 yards.
You didn't take a bit of it.
I ranged it.
Oh.
Right before I shot. What's laying in there? Oh yeah, Dad. Oh yeah.
That's a trophy, boy.
Look at the body.
Good gracious. We're gonna have to weigh that.
Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah.
Pull that thing around there. Oh boy, that's a good one.
Oh.
He's wide, ain't
He's wide. Yeah. Where'd I hit? Look where I hit him, Dad. Perfect.
he? Dead on? Yeah.
He's heavier than I thought he was.
Oh, he's a big.
Oh, I mean, his horns are heavier than I thought they were. That's the one, yo. Right here. That's the one, though.
Yeah.
Well, here he is. Hunted him since day one of season. Been down here trying to kill him. Not the biggest deer we've had on camera up until last night. We got a new one on camera that might be in the same range as him, but big-bodied, wide deer. Been hunting him all season though. Finally put him down. He's seen him 2 or 3 times on always bow hunting, and he'd be too far. Seen him muzzleload hunting, he was too far, 250 yards. Finally moved my stand to where I've been seeing him a lot coming out, and I could sort of watch both fields here that I was wanting to watch, and I knew if he come out when I had my rifle, like he'd been doing, I'd have a shot on him. And he come out and I ranged him at 175 yards, and 308 put him down. He didn't go 20 yards, so he's done. Glad to finally have got him down. We're gonna get him out of here. We're gonna go weigh him. He's a heavy deer. Dad's got one down, and we're gonna have to go pack it out. It's back up in the mountains. So killed one in the bottom, one on the mountain. So we're gonna get him out, get him over at the house, and then go get Dad's. But 10-4, put him down.
That's a good one. Ah, that's good. He got that one.